Okay, it's 5 o'clock. I'd like to call to order the July 5th, 2023 Oswego City School District Board of Education organizational meeting and regular meeting. Sean Callan.
Here.
Julie Chetney.
Here.
Tom Chapa.
Here.
Dave Crisafulli.
Here.
Jim McKenzie.
Here.
Kristen Norfleet.
Here.
And Sean Onment.
Here.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. And now we are going to, can I please have a motion to appoint Diane Schrader, myself, as a temporary chairman?
I'll move it.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And now there are 4 new board members, so I'll call their name and we'll go up there and I will read you your oath. I, Sean Callan, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge, according to the best of my ability, the duties of the position of Board of Education member to which I am assigned.
I do.
Thank you. Julie Chetney.
Same routine.
Okay.
Okay.
Raise your hand, and I will read. I, Julie Chetney, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge, according to the best of my ability, the duties of the position of the Board of Education member, which I am now assigned.
I do.
Same way. Raise your hand and I'll read it and say I do. Is that
There we
correct?
go.
Okay. I, James McKenzie, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge, according to the best of my ability, the duties of the position of Board of Education member to which I am now assigned.
I do.
Raise your right hand. I will read this. I, Kristen L. Norfleet, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge, according to the best of my ability, the duties of the position of Board of Education member to which I am now assigned.
I do.
You? Okay, now we will have nominations for the President of the Board of Education for the 2023-24 school year. Would anyone like to nominate anyone?
Jim McKenzie.
Anyone else like to nominate anyone? Okay, so I believe I need a first motion and a second. Does anyone like the first motion? For Jim to be the, Dave. A second?
I'll second it.
And we'll do a roll call real quick. Sean Callan,
Yes.
Julie Chetney,
Yes.
Tom Chapa,
Yes.
Dave Crisafulli,
Yes.
Jim McKenzie,
Yes.
Kristen Norfleet,
Yes.
and Sean Ament. Okay. Resolved that Jim McKenzie be elected President of the Board of Education of the City School District of the City of Oswego, New York, beginning July 5th, 2023, and continuing until a successor is elected at the next annual meeting of the Board of Education. Would you like to join me for your oath now for that? I, Jim McKenzie, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge, according to the best of my ability, the duties of the position of Board of Education President, to which I am now assigned.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, nominations for Vice President of the Board of Education for the 23-24 school year. Would anyone like to nominate anyone for Vice President?
I'll nominate Tom Chapa.
Anyone else like to nominate anyone for Vice President? Okay. Do I have a first motion for Tom Chapa to be Vice President? Second?
Second it.
Okay, resolve that Tom Chapa be the elected Vice President of the Board of Education of the City School District of the... Oh, jumping the gun. Okay. Sean Callan,
Yes.
Julie Chetney,
Yes.
Tom Chapa,
Yes.
Dave Crisafulli,
Yes.
Jim McKenzie,
Yes.
Kristen Norfleet,
No.
Sean Ament. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Not all in favor. Opposed, yes, okay. Okay. Resolved that Tom Chapa be elected Vice President of the Board of Education of the City School District of the City of Oswego, New York, beginning July 5th, 2023, and continuing until the successor is elected at the next annual meeting of the Board of Education. And Tom, you join me for your oath? I, Tom Chapa, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge, according to the best of my ability, the duties of the position of Board of Education Vice President, to which I am now assigned.
I do.
Yeah, okay, so now Jim and Tom, if you want to take a seat next to Amanda. And Jim will take over the meeting from here.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. Before we get started, I would just like to add another welcome to our new board members here. I'm looking forward to a very productive year, so welcome. Okay, so first item are recommended actions for the 23-24 year. We have to go through these one at a time. So item A is the Committee on Special Education, Preschool Special Education, and Section 504 chairpersons. Is there a motion as recommended? Okay, David, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Tom, thank you. Is there any discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Motion carries. B, impartial hearing officers as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thanks, Tom. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Sean, thank you. Any comments, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. C, employees' eligibility for retirement benefits as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thanks, David. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tom. Any discussion? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. D, independent auditor appointment for the school year 2023, 2024, as recommended. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Tom, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, David. Comments, discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. E, we have school year 2023, 2024 appointments of our architect of records, asbestos designee, clerk of the Board of Education, Dignity for All Students Act, Dignity Act coordinators, medical director, district treasurer, deputy district treasurer, health insurance consultant, internal auditor, internal claims auditor, records retention and disposition officer, records access officer, school district purchasing agent, tax collector, Medicaid compliance officer, official bank depositories, official district newspaper, official media website, Title IX compliance officer, and insurance carrier as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Sean. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. F, approval of all Oswego City School District policies as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tom. And a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, David. Any discussion here? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. G, purchasing policy annual review school year 2023-24 as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Sean. Any discussion? No? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. H is amendment to the tax rolls for school year 2023, 2024 as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tom. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, David. Any comments, discussion? Heard none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. I, ayes. Investment of school fund, investment of funds, school year 2023, 2024, as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you, David. A second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Sean. Discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. J, certification of payroll as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you, David. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tom. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item K is petty cash funds, authorization for school year 2023-2024 as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tom. Second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Sean. Discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. L is the disposal of surplus obsolete equipment, materials, vehicles, approval for the 2023-24 school year as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Tom? Discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. M is a contract, health services provided to private schools in other school districts, authorization to sign for the school year 2023-24 as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Sean. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. N is contracts, health services provided to private schools within the school district, authorization to sign school year 23-24 as presented. Is there a motion?
I'll make.
Okay, David, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tom. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Is anybody opposed? Motion carries. All right, O is the Board of Education 2023-24 committee appointments. So I think probably the most logical way to do this is to have self-nominations or otherwise go through them. We'll seat the committees, and then we'll have a motion on that slate, and we'll move it and vote on it that way. Okay? So we'll start at the top with the Policy Committee. That is the committee, 3 individuals who are charged with helping work with the superintendent to review our policies annually and update them as necessary. So the way you can self-nominate, you may nominate somebody else. If somebody else nominates you, you're welcome to say no thank you if there was another one you really wanted to serve on. So with that, let's start with the Policy Committee. Are there any nominations?
I'll take policy committee, please.
Okay, Julie, you
Thanks.
would like that?
I'd like to nominate myself as well.
Okay. Are there any other nominations?
I'll take policy as well.
Okay, all right. So the way this works is there's usually more than 3. If there's 3, we stop. If there's more than 3, then we can break it down, but if there's not. Okay. Facilities Committee.
I'd like to be on that one.
Me too.
Can I get in as a third?
Okay.
No, that was me.
Okay, so we've got Sean Onmock, and we've got Sean Callan, okay, and David.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so that clears that one, unless there's anybody clamoring for facilities. The Audit Committee, we need 3 individuals for this one. This is to go over, as we work with our auditors, it's basically, if Nancy, 1 or 2 meetings a year, really, that's it. This is not a heavy lifting one.
I'll go on that.
Okay, thank you, David. Any other nominees?
I'll nominate myself for that.
Thank you, Julie. Anybody else?
I'll go down for, put
Okay.
myself in there.
Thank you, Tom. All right, and the Visitation Committee. This is based on our policy. Forgive me, I don't remember the number. We have a policy that we must have a visitation committee comprised of 3 members that need to go through every building in the district once a year. So It's not that they have to go through more than once a year, but it's a once-a-year responsibility. So the Visitation Committee, again, is comprised of 3 members. I will self-nominate myself for this one.
I'd like to do that as well, Jim.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll go down for it
Okay.
as well.
Okay, so to run through this, we have policy of calling this in order of that I had people nominating themselves. Callan, Chetney, and Norfleet. Facilities is Anma, Callan, and Crisafulli. Audit will be Crisafulli, Chetney, and Chiappa. Visitation of Mackenzie, Norfleet, and Chiappa. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Are there any discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, attorney, item P, is attorney for School Board of Education and School District. Attorney appointment school year 2023-24, for the general counsel being Ferrara Forenza, and our bond counsel being Bond, Shenick, and King. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tom. Discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Is anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. And Q, student representative to the Oswego City, Oswego City School District Board of Education for the 2023-24 school year. And I'll actually, so this is, whereas each school year, the City of Oswego District elects 1 student representative to serve a 1-year term on the Oswego City School District Board of Education, and whereas the student is to represent the Oswego City School District student population and play an active leadership role. So whereas the Oswego City School District Board of Education accepts the member representative and expects active participation as a non-voting Board of Education member, and therefore be resolved that the Board of Education endorses the selection of Michael Pastella as the student representative according to the established guidelines. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I'd just like to personally, although he's not here, I'd like to welcome Michael to the group and thank him for his service. Anything else? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we are to floor to the public. Did anybody sign up? Nobody signed up. So we're on to then Board of Education 9A, which is the 2023-2024 Board of Education meeting dates revision. So there's a corrected date of May 21st, 2024 as the annual vote. That'd be the annual budget votes and the Board of Education election. And May 22nd, 2023, I'm sorry, that should maybe, it's May 2nd, 2024. Just as a note, friendly amendment. May 22nd, 2024 as the special meeting as presented. Is there a motion? Hey, Tom?
Yep.
I'll second. David, second, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Policy Committee meeting, July 18th, 2023 at 4 p.m. before the regular Board of Education meeting. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
The only thing I wanted to discuss potentially with that is, we're having it before the meeting, and sometimes they could need more time. So I know we sometimes, out of convenience, schedule that right before a meeting, but we might want to consider in the future scheduling it another time where there's more time to discuss policy, as opposed to just in that 1 hour prior to. That's just down the future.
Thanks, Tom. Absolutely. Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Okay, so this one here, as I'm looking at it, this is our audit committee, which we just seated, asking for a first meeting date. I'm wondering if our audit committee has actually, has the ability right now to do that. That would be David and Julie and Tom. Do we want to hold off that as an agenda item, and you guys come back with a date that you know you can meet, or?
I'm not on the policy.
I'm sorry, it's the audits committee. This is section C, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so this is, we're on 9C, and what it has in here is a built-in blank for the date, because it hasn't been set yet. So what's the pleasure of the group?
I can do a date now if you want to pick a date.
Yeah, that's fine with me, though. Nancy, are we concerned about a particular time when we need to have that?
So right now, we have an internal audit report that has to go before the board with a corrective action plan that has to be reviewed. And I know that our internal claims audit, Tom Frawley, would also like to meet with the audit committee. He does monthly reports so that you can have any questions and become familiar with what he does. But then after the year-end audit, we'll have to schedule another audit committee meeting to accept the external audit report.
How soon would you like a meeting? How soon would you like that first meeting?
Can be done anytime.
So early next week? Would that be enough time to get somebody, because you said an individual was going to have to participate?
We don't have to have Bonadio come, but I can have them if that's what the audit committee would want.
Okay. So if we're looking at early next week, what are we looking at here? So I got audit again. I've got David here, Julie, and Tom for audit.
I'm open usually Tuesday afternoon or Thursday morning. It's good for me.
I can do Tuesday afternoon,
That's
Tuesday
fine.
afternoon at what time?
3 o'clock.
That's
3
fine.
o'clock?
Okay.
There we go. Beautiful. Tuesday afternoon, 3 o'clock. So we'll add that in there. What's the date on that? July?
11th. 11th.
11, thank you. Calendar open. Okay, so the audit committee meeting to be held, the first meeting, July 11th, which is a Tuesday at 3 PM. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. We'll figure that out. We'll figure out a meeting place. Yes. Okay, so we're to the consent agenda, which there are 2 items. I'm going to group them together. So A is the Special Education Board Report of July 5th, 2023, and B is the Capital Project Change Order Report, June 2023. Is there a motion?
I'll move.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Sean. Is there any discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. So curriculum, right? Let me just do this one. Okay. So curriculum, we have a new course proposal as presented. If there's a motion, please.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you. Any discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Personnel, Bob.
Thank you. Under personnel, under items A and B are 2 administrative recommendations, but I'd like to highlight item A. We have Nancy Squares, who has admirably served the students and staff of the Oswego City School District as Executive Director of Business and Finance since September 30th, 2013, and she will be retiring effective August 31st, 2023. So items A and B as presented,
Well, just item A?
A through B.
Okay, A and B. All right, is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Tom, any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to thank Nancy for her time and enjoy retirement.
Very much so.
And I'd like to echo David's thoughts and sentiments. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Anything else? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Items C through D are support staff recommendations as presented. C through D.
Okay, is there a motion?
Move it.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Julie. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Items E through G are summer school recommendations as presented.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Julie. Discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
And items H through M are extra compensatory recommendations as presented.
Is there a motion for H through M?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have finance. Nancy.
A is a Charity Aid Foundation donation in the amount of $620, and B is our annual agreement with the Oswego Health as presented.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tom. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Julie. Any discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. So we have items from the board. Was there any items from the board members this evening? Sean?
Jim, yeah. I just wanted to take a quick minute to, on behalf of I think I've gotten a lot of people coming to me about the flags, if you haven't noticed them over at the stadium, some positive feedback. So I want to take a minute to thank Tyler Broadwell, and I know there are a couple other, Nancy gave me the names of the guys that helped out with that. So I think that's an awesome example of collaboration between the school district and certainly the support of the Buck Boosters. So I just wanted to thank them for getting them up. It came with a lot of resistance, and I didn't understand that at the beginning, but having them up there and getting the compliments and everybody recognizing them, I think it's great. So thank you to those guys.
Excellent. Thanks, Sean. Anybody else? No? Okay, so there will be a need for executive this evening for matters related to personnel. Is there a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. We'll give it to Julie. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Okay. There will not be need for a vote afterwards.
The dreaded vote.